Fox 5 News at 5 starts right now.
Weather is the big story in Metro Atlanta tonight. Heavy rains and even hail started falling in some communities this afternoon when strong storms blew through.
Some of those storms left behind serious damage, like here in northwest Atlanta, where a big tree fell across Hollywood Road, taking down power lines and blocking traffic.
And Gwinnett County was hit pretty hard, too. This is video of the damage in Lawrenceville at Bethesda Church Road. Savannah Weaver with Fresco News sent us this video of trees down in the area. Let's get right over to Chief Meteorologist David Chandley in the Storm Center with a first look at the forecast.
And David, there are still some storms out there right now, aren't there?
Yes, there are still some severe storms out there across parts of Metro Atlanta. Moves well south of the city, but there's still a few out there in our viewing audience. Take a look at Fox 5 Live Viper right now. And the cluster of them is over here towards Heard County and Troup County. That's the nasty thunderstorm right now. Also included in that is Randolph County, Alabama. But this cell right here, just to the northeast of West Point Lake, it's packing a wallop, probably 60-mile-an-hour winds and some large hail with this as it slides down to the south at about 15 miles an hour. And that's kind of been the MO of these storms, moving off to the south. And you can put this into motion. You can see how it rolled right out of portions of Carroll County, Heard County, and now into Troup County. So watch out for damaging winds there just to the north of LaGrange. And LaGrange, that is coming your way here in the next 20 minutes or so. All right, so we take a look at more storms. They've diminished greatly across much of the South Metro area, but you can see here with our southeastern radar composite how they just stretch from Mississippi right on through Alabama, right through middle Georgia right now, and on into South Carolina. Now, we were under a severe thunderstorm watch. That was going to last to 10 o'clock. Well, that has been whittled away now as the air is certainly stabilized. No more storms for Metro Atlanta, and that will continue to be the case through the afternoon and early evening. Let's take a look at what's going to happen now. Later on tonight, the storms go away. Temperatures roll back into the 70s. That's kind of where we are now in the rain-cooled air, but we'll hang out there till early tomorrow morning. We'll see some upper 60s and low 70s out there by daybreak. The wind changes. We see an easterly wind. We'll see a partly cloudy sky and temperatures not as warm as they've been. How about the low in the mid-80s in many neighborhoods? And we'll defer to sunshine later in the day, and that's setting the tone for a delightful Father's Day weekend. Let me show you what's happening. There's the front. It's going to slide onto the south. Dry, stable air back behind it, so we don't anticipate any storms to fire back up. Then our wind flow changes more easterly through the night, and early tomorrow we'll see some cloudiness with that. I don't think we're going to see any precipitation. I think what we're going to see is just a mix of sun and clouds and very comfortable temperatures. Going mostly sunny, though, as we roll on into Father's Day. How about this now? Those 80s transitioning through the 70s and on into the 60s by early Sunday morning. That's kind of refreshing here as we talk about mid-June and the beginning of summertime. And as we work our way through your Sunday afternoon, look at the temperatures. Only in the low to mid-80s again, and that will be delightful as far as the lack of humidity. Let me show you what's going to happen now in the Fox 5 Storm Team AccuWeather forecast, the way we see it right now. Partly cloudy, a little breezy on Saturday with that east wind, then sunny and nice on Sunday, sunny and warmer on Monday, back into the upper 80s. We'll push 90 or so by the middle part of next week and bring back a chance of a shower, thunder shower with another weak front Wednesday and Thursday. But it's going to be dry through the weekend, and it's going to be very, very pleasant. So the thunderstorms we have out there now, they'll be diminishing over there in west central Georgia and then smooth sailing into the evening. Now, meteorologist Adam Klotz joins me right now and was here right on through the afternoon with the numerous warnings that we had across North Georgia. And Adam, what we saw, these thunderstorms capable of damaging winds and hail. We see the damaging winds in some of the images you're about to show us.
Yeah, you were absolutely right, David. A busy afternoon indeed. And a lot of folks out there sending us in photos, letting us know that what we were seeing on satellite and radar, well, it actually was happening. A big deal in some cases here. We've got a photo here on Peyton Road and Hollywood Road, and you see this tree snapped completely off, taking down power lines. Powerful winds, 40 to 60 mile an hour this afternoon. Damage like this happening all too often across portions of North Georgia this afternoon. Now, this photo sent into the Stockbridge area. Carrie sent this one in, and it was very heavy rain mixed within that rain. We were getting anywhere from pea-size to marble-size hail as some of these storms move through the area. You see it piling up there on her trampoline. This is another photo of a tree down, this one in Sandy Springs. Forest Valley Court includes a mix of limbs and lines. I know a lot of power lines knocked down here throughout the afternoon hours, and we have some video sent in from Angela. Angela was watching us on Fox 5. We were doing some cut-ins through the afternoon, and she was able to run outside and get this video for us. We appreciate it. There, hail, you're seeing very heavy rains, and of course those very strong winds. The issue with those winds throughout the day, besides all this, the trees down, which we've shown you some pictures of, that obviously knocking down some power lines, continuing to be an issue at this hour. Sine?
All right, Adam. Well, right now, Georgia Power is reporting 28,000 customers all across the state without power. The majority of those outages are in metro Atlanta and south of the city. Now, we'll check back tonight at 10 to see just how many customers have had their power restored.
And remember, you can download the Fox 5 Storm Team weather app so you can be ready when severe weather strikes. You can track the Fox 5 Live Viper in real time and get storm alerts sent straight to your phone. Download it for free from your Apple or Android store.
We have a Fox alert now. The south end of Tybee Beach is closed today after someone spotted an alligator in the water. Authorities closed the beach for several hours while they called in a professional trapper. As you see here, they were able to wrangle the gator out of the water and to relocate him to safety. The beaches are now back open.
And we have another Fox alert now. Atlanta police searching for the woman in this video. They say she was at a home on Lewis Road just moments before two men were shot and killed there.
Well, now they want to know what, if anything, she knows about that double murder. Fox 5's Angelique Proctor has the video and new information for us tonight.
Atlanta police say they have her picture, but not her name. They are hopeful someone in the community will help them identify her. Atlanta police realize it may be difficult to see, but they want you to take a close look at this black and white video of a light-skinned African-American woman with a distinctive gait. She is a person of interest who visited the house on Lewis Road, where Tavares Robinson and Dante Sutton were shot and killed last week.
She particularly was there, we know, just prior to the incident, and that's why we would like to talk to her to see if she knew anything or was there any conversation, because she was in direct contact with Mr. Robinson.
In fact, police say Mr. Robinson opened the door for the unidentified female who arrived at about 1:45 Wednesday. We also learned robbery was the likely motive. Police say Robinson and Sutton possibly had lots of cash in the house and a camera on the front porch, which may cause some people to think something illegal was going on. But police say not so fast.
People have cameras around their homes, and they have money, so the two together doesn't say for sure definitively that they were drug dealers.
Detectives say for sure the two men were not armed and may have let their killers in. We ask about video of the actual suspects leaving the scene, but police tell us they are still reviewing that video. Police say in this case they believe a lot of people might have information but be reluctant to share. They remind everyone that there is an anonymous Crime Stoppers reward for up to $2,000. In downtown, Angelique Proctor, Fox 5 News.
Angelique, well, take a look at these pictures. Gwinnett County Police say these three suspects committed a home invasion in the 1300 block of Graves Road in Norcross. The suspects were armed with guns when they kicked in a man's door. The victim and his girlfriend were held at gunpoint and made off with cash, credit cards, and electronics. You were asked to call police if you have any information on these suspects.
Well, his department clears an Athens Clark County police officer of any wrongdoing after shooting a suspect. The Athens Banner-Herald reported the findings of an internal affairs investigation of David Kelly today. Video of the encounter between Officer Kelly and 22-year-old Justin Scott appears to show Scott reaching for a gun in his waistband when he was questioned by the officer. Now, Scott has recovered from the gunshot wound and faces the charge of aggravated assault.
And Gwinnett County Police have arrested a 74-year-old man for allegedly impersonating a police officer. According to investigators, Bruce Christie pretended to be a police captain from the Cottonwood, Alabama Police Department. He presented an ID card and a badge to Gwinnett County Police, but officers say neither was authentic. The Cottonwood Police Department has confirmed that Christie is not one of their officers. And And developing tonight, investigators say speed was a factor in the fatal crash that claimed the life of a Buford teen.
Last night, 14-year-old Morgan Tumlin died in a single-car accident. She was somehow thrown from her car and then pinned underneath it. That terrible accident happened near Lower Pool Park in Forsyth County, and Christy Hutchings with News Radio 106.7 was there as investigators reconstructed the accident scene.
Forsyth County Sheriff's investigators measure out the exact path of the crash, from when the driver first lost control after hitting a speed bump to where it landed. Green markings on the road show every turn the driver made as she tried to regain control.
We believe they were going too fast, came over the speed bump, was unable to keep control of the vehicle, and as they came down the hill here, they lost control, overcorrected, and went into the ditch.
Corporal Robin Regan says 14-year-old Morgan Tumlin wasn't wearing a seatbelt. She was thrown from the car, and when the car flipped on its side in the ditch, it pinned her underneath it.
The passengers jumped out of the vehicle and were able to push the vehicle back over and off of the 14-year-old.
Tumlin didn't survive. The driver, along with two other passengers, one who is 36 weeks pregnant with twins, were also injured, but are expected to be okay.
They've all been released from the hospital.
The marks along the road are a reminder to all drivers what can happen in an instant.
This is a very narrow, winding road. It just leads down to the park, and it's definitely something where people have to travel slowly and watch their speed. It can be a dangerous road.
Yeah, and charges still waiting for the investigation?
The investigation is still ongoing, so if there are any charges, it will be determined by the end of the investigation.
In Forsyth County, Christy Hutchings, News Radio 106.7 Fox 5 News.
Fox News confirms the madman behind the massacre in Orlando was active on social media during his deadly rampage. Tonight, law enforcement officials say Omar Mateen texted his wife while he was murdering hostages inside Pulse nightclub.
Now, Fox correspondent Peter Ducey has details tonight from Orlando.
Here in Orlando, the mourning continues 5 days after 49 people were killed in the Pulse nightclub shooting. Now local officials say they're doing everything they can to make sure those impacted by the attack are getting the help they need.
Anyone who has been directly affected by the tragedy, either physically or mentally. We know that there were individuals in the club that night that may not have suffered a physical injury.
Meanwhile, there's new information on the shooter, Omar Mateen. In addition to phone calls to 911 and the media during the shooting, he also allegedly texted with his wife, Noor Salman. No word yet on whether she'll face any charges. Florida Governor Rick Scott says it's a prime example of why America needs to refocus on the fight against domestic terror.
Destroy ISIS. Stop radical Islam. I mean, I do not want this to happen in my state again. It's disgusting. I'm fed up with it.
And the political fallout continues from President Obama's visit here yesterday. The president continuing his call for new gun control legislation, but it won't be easy. Congress appears gridlocked again, with some Republican lawmakers signaling flexibility on the issue and others promising to fight any new gun control measures.
What I think we need to do here is do everything we can to make sure that terrorists are not able to buy guns.
You don't defeat terrorism by taking away our guns. You defeat terrorism by using our guns.
Votes on a series of gun control amendments in the Senate could take place as soon as Monday. In Orlando, Peter Ducey, Fox News.
Well, walkers and runners will gather at Piedmont Park tomorrow for the 26th annual Atlanta Pride Run. And this year's event comes just days after that Orlando massacre. But the tragedy has not stopped Atlanta's LGBT community from coming together. Now, Fox 5 spoke with one of the organizers today who says canceling the event was never an option.
We're going to continue going forward in the face of all the threats that exist out there. We can't let them win. So discrimination will not win, and we will not be afraid.
Well, the Atlanta Police Department confirms they will have additional officers on site to provide extra security. The event kicks off at 8 a.m. at Piedmont Park.
In news happening now, singer MEATLOAF is recovering after he collapsed on stage last night in Canada. His publicist says he was suffering from dehydration. Doctors expect him to make a speedy and full recovery. And singer Christina Grimmie was buried at a private ceremony in her home state of New Jersey.
Grimmy was gunned down last weekend after a concert in Orlando by a man who police describe as an obsessed fan. A public memorial service for Grimmy's fans will start at 8 p.m. tonight. And we appreciate you joining us for this special web edition of Fox 5 News at 5.
Do stay connected to Fox 5 around the clock, like our Fox 5 Atlanta Facebook page. Follow us on Twitter at Fox 5 Atlanta and subscribe to our Fox 5 Atlanta YouTube channel. And please join us tonight.
We'll be here at 5, Fox 5 News at 10 and Fox 5 News at 11 for The Edge. Have a wonderful night. We look forward to seeing you then.